And I will provide a little bit of guidance for our meditation this morning. Um, Please take a moment to check and make sure that any devices have been silenced that could interrupt your meditation. If you do feel good about the status of your devices, please go ahead and settle into a comfortable meditation posture. And uh, when you're ready, go ahead and transition into meditation on the inner body. one of the benefits of meditation on the inner body is that you are able to experience the fact that your body has consciousness. Another benefit of the practice is that you can experience directly the fact that your body and your mind are not separate. As you know, your consciousness is not confined to the envelope of your skin. And because your body and your consciousness are not separate, that necessarily means that your body is also not confined to the envelope of your skin. So for the last few moments of our meditation this morning, I'd like you to please very gently, very, very gently observe sensations that extend beyond the envelope of your skin. Please very gently allow your consciousness to become less absorbed as you begin to arise from meditation. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. May the concepts and actions of aggression, conflict, and war become completely foreign notions in this world. May they completely cease to exist as though they never existed. And may leaders of countries that are at odds with one another and the people of those countries and ourselves individually, may we come to resolve our confused notions using minds of patient acceptance, selflessness, compassion, and wisdom. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're back.
We're back. Some of us are back.
There, you're back. Welcome back. So, as you know, we have been going through the Lojong practices for the last several weeks, and it's important for us to be skillful as we wade into the waters of the Lojong. It's fairly easy for us to might be fairly easy for us to develop kind of a heaviness toward the practice. It might even kind of sometimes we might get to a place where it feels like these practices and these teachings are kind of a downer. I mean, here they are telling us, yeah, a big problem, a big source of our problems is the fact that we're totally self-centered. Those are usually not words that are easy to hear. And just as a side thought, if we just sort of step back and look at that word objectively, that term objectively, self-centeredness, our self is at the center of everything we do and everything we think and all of our priorities. So, we don't have to beat ourselves up about it, thinking that we're bad people. It's kind of how we've been conditioned. Our sense of self is at the center of all of our concerns and issues in our entire existence. We are self-centered. And other aspects of the Lojong, we have this exalted view of ourselves, or at least this exalted view of our opinions and our views. Good for us to sometimes maybe take a little bit lighter approach to the Lojong. Try to keep it light. And to do this, I want us to remember this notion of made-up ideas, right? Made-up ideas. Everything that we experience, everything that we do is a product of our made-up ideas. Some of our made-up ideas in kind of daily life might be Democrats are bad and Republicans are good. That's a made-up view that some of us might have. Alternatively, of course, Democrats are good and Republicans are bad, or politics are bad, or politics are good. These are made-up ideas that we have adopted Those ideas become our views, and eventually those views become our experiences, and our experiences are our, A-R-E, our, O-U-R, reality. Our experiences are our reality. And so it goes on beyond just kind of qualitative made up ideas. Republicans are bad, Democrats are good, and vice versa, and all of this stuff. And any other sort of interest group, they're bad, and this group that I'm affiliated with is good, or the reverse. It goes beyond just qualitative, it goes to existential, it goes to sense of self, how we exist. And we're completely free. We're completely free to adopt whatever view we want, to make up whatever view we want. The question becomes, what view is going to be most beneficial for you? And even more important than that, what view is going to be most beneficial for those around you? We are completely free to adopt the view that my sense of self, I am separate and distinct from everyone else. And therefore, I need to isolate, I need to protect myself, I need to maintain my independence because I am separate and distinct from everybody else and everything else. Complete freedom to adopt that view. An alternative made-up idea, of course, is that my sense of self is not separate from anything else. It's interconnected with everyone and everything else. And to the extent that others experience happiness and peace, I experience that too, because I'm not separate from them. Yeah. Conversely, my happiness is not separate from theirs, so others experience my happiness and peace. Another made-up idea that all that's really asked of us to decide is which is the most beneficial idea for us to make up, which leads to a view, which leads to an experience, which becomes our reality. And for us, there is no reality other than our experience of a thing or a situation or a person. If you check carefully, there's no objective reality. It's all subjective. Therefore, our reality is the reality. There's no difference. So anyways, I don't want to go too far down that. I want to share with you another made-up idea. So enlightened beings have completely awakened to the fallacy of an independent sense of self. Okay. They have completely awakened, completely and permanently awakened to this confused notion of an independent self. And as such, they are no longer confined by things like time and space. They can go anywhere and manifest as anything because they've transcended everything. Their consciousness pervades everything, so they can manifest in different forms. This is a made-up idea, okay, for you to entertain. Enlightened beings can therefore manifest in our world in whatever form will be most beneficial to us, right? Enlightened beings wish for more than anything else, they wish for all beings to be free from suffering, which means they wish for all beings to awaken from self-grasping ignorance, basically, confused notion of self and other, independent, dualistic view. So they can manifest in whatever way, can and will manifest in whatever way will be most beneficial in terms of our awakening from the sleep of ignorance or confusion. So What form do you think that would take? What form do you think an enlightened being would take if they wanted to benefit us? If they wanted to benefit you individually? My made up idea is they would not manifest as somebody who as somebody who acts exactly the way I want them to, right? Because if they did, I wouldn't have any opportunity for growth, right? If everybody acts the way I think they should, then nobody's going to push my buttons. And if nobody pushes my buttons, then there's no opportunity for me to grow. And I'm going to abide in this place of kind of ignorance is bliss, right? But, the world is great. Everybody acts the way I want them to, which is the way I act, right? I act the way I want to. Everybody else acts the way I do. We're going to get along just fine. Thank you very much. Not much growth is going to come from that. What will come, what will benefit me and us more are those who get on our nerves and push our buttons and give us an opportunity to practice patient acceptance. Yeah. There's a great story of a 9th century meditation master who was called Atisha, an Indian meditation master. And there's a famous story about Atisha's cook. Atisha had like zillions of disciples and everybody revered him and respected him and, on their best behavior around him all the time, except his cook. And the story is told about Atisha's cook. You can look it up. It's a true story. And Atisha's cook was always saying to Atisha, you're a fraud. You don't know what you're doing. And, and all of this stuff that you're saying, these Dharma teachings, they're nonsense. They don't work. And I don't think you're anywhere near as realized as others think you do. Just like totally disrespectful, getting in the face of this revered meditation master. And so some of Atisha's other attendants said, let us find you another cook, right? Let's get rid of this guy and get you a new cook because he obviously doesn't respect you and you deserve the respect. And Atisha said, no. He said, I need this cook. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have any opportunity to practice patient acceptance. He's a precious teacher. So the question becomes, who are the Atisha's cooks in your life? Who's giving you the opportunity to practice patient acceptance? And for purposes of this made up idea that we're talking about, where did these Atisha cooks come from? Right? We can make up our own made up idea. We can say, oh, this person who is acting badly, disrespecting me, calling into question my views, this person is a jerk. Kind of a made up view is what you see is what you get. This person is a jerk and I need to purge them from my life, right? Or another made up idea could be, this person might be an enlightened being, who has manifested in my life to give me exactly what I need to progress as a human being and to maybe even transcend being a human being, that is to attain full enlightenment. It might be an ordinary person who has real issues, who's very deluded, or it could be an enlightened being who has emanated in my world in exactly the form I need to evolve and grow. One more thing before we close is that one other thing about enlightened beings is they'll never, ever tell you that they are enlightened, right? So if somebody's getting on your nerves, pushing your buttons, don't bother going up to them saying, you might be enlightened. I'm on to you, Because they're going to say, no, I'm ordinary. I'm an ordinary being just like you. Of course, that's what we'd expect an enlightened being to say. So, yeah, it speaks to something that my teacher says, ordinary appearance is the root of all suffering. And regarding adopting a view, making up an idea that there are enlightened beings all around me, helping me progress on my path and become a better person for the sake of the world, that's extraordinary view. And it's our option to make up and adopt that idea, which becomes our view, which becomes our experience, which becomes our reality, and it becomes special and fun. Yeah. So there's that quick announcement, you guys. Before COVID arrived in March of 2020, we had 7 a.m. meditation 7 mornings a week here at Lotus Center from 7 to 7:45, unguided meditation. Somebody rings a bell at 7 a.m. 45 minutes later, they ring the bell again. And that's the meditation. That's the meditation session. We're going to resume 7 a.m. meditation here at Lotus Center starting on Monday, May 2nd. So if you're early risers and are in the vicinity, you are welcome to come by. It's free of charge, and there's no substitute for meditating by oneself, and there's no substitute for meditating with others. So please know that that's available to you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.